Gavin Newsom just got roasted to his face on California's terrible statistics from everything from reading to poverty to childhood literacy.
The highest poverty rate, tied with Louisiana, the highest unemployment, and as Nick Kristof of the New York Times recently wrote, Mississippi schools outperform California schools, especially for poor kids. Now, people see that or hear that or read that, and they're like, no thanks, California. No thanks, Gavin Newsom. We're good.
Yeah. Well, the poverty rate is, you're talking about the supplemental poverty rate. Our poverty rate's about average. And we're right up there with Florida, Louisiana, and others with a supplemental poverty rate, which has been the case for 40 years. And the original sin there is housing, which has been a problem in California since Ronald Reagan left office as governor. And we simply have a supply-demand imbalance, and we have zoning policies and NIMBYism that have been legendary. And we've finally broken through with some of the most progressive housing reforms in U.S. history. Our biggest critics, like Ezra Klein, would even acknowledge that progress in that respect. As it relates to our schools, we've seen some of the fastest improvement since 2011 till today as it relates to achievement and reading scores and test scores that we just announced. In every category, socioeconomic and grade, we saw progress, particularly here, interesting, at LA Unified School District. As it relates to Mississippi, it's interesting, it's well established. They hold people back in third grade. And so they have this sort of interesting, their scores tend to be a little bit inflated because of some of those policies that are not necessarily standard policies that everyone wants to promote across the country. And by the way, you can...
Okay, I can't listen to this BS anymore. Obviously, California is failing in every conceivable metric. When you talk about the housing situation, California has spent billions of dollars on that quote-unquote issue, has still not solved anything. They've spent billions of dollars on education, still down in the dumps on those numbers. They've spent billions of dollars on the homeless, still haven't solved that problem. They spent hundreds of billions of dollars on that rail system that was never completed. And I think that what you have to understand here is that these socialist states in California and New York are definitely socialist states, right? These are one-party states that are so hopelessly fundamentally corrupt with tax dollars and everything else that the tax dollars that they charge people are never going to their intended purposes. They're just being wasted and laundered and going God knows where. Even Gavin Newsom's wife right now is being called to the court for pocketing almost $4 million from a charity that she ran. So if this guy thinks that he is going to run America like he runs California, I'm going to say no thanks.